3 times a day.
Hey guys.
So I can catch as many. Oh wow, Amy, that's awesome. So you got a rhythm going. Like me,
I'm up
in the morning, I get up, have my coffee,
live,
and I got on and got
slightly
going.
distracted, but we'll
I
get
had
back
to get back to a few people about things. I
up and
watched
running.
a few
Sorry.
channels on. I was yeah, I was
Fire
in
Battery
TikTok
Watcher, Night Watchers
this
here.
morning.
I'm staying here for a
I had
while.
some bubbles.
Um,
And then I had to do things around here and
IG.
stuff. And then I had to get
Sorry about that, guys. They're doing some work out back, and I guess they hit a wire, power cord, something. Everything went blank for a second. I had some stuff up and running on YouTube. I had Masha Mayhem Miracles up and playing. I had Ivy up and playing. So we'll see if we can get that back up. Sorry about that. Squirrel Sniper is here. Greeting beautiful souls from across the pond, under the same skies. Hi Eric, hope you're having a good day. I am having a pretty good day. Let's see. I'm having some issues power-wise, not personal power, not but actual power. Mocha says Misty wants to visit. Misty, as you will soon see, is a dog. So we're going to do some noble traveling, noble Squirrel and Traveler style live stream. Let's go in here for a change.
So just don't sit there too long. It's bad for your neck.
Yep. So, introducing to the channel. Cat stuff. Come here, see. Come here.
Up.
Jump all the way. Oh, you can do it. You can do it. Can you see her? This is Misty, who just ate a cat treat. She's not a cat though.
Definitely
You can drop. There's stuff right there. There you go. Hey. That's Misty. She is a Pomsky, which is a Pomeranian Husky mix. I wonder why they went with Pomsky and not a Huska.
Yeah, that's why.
Huskarian?
Huskarian?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why.
Let's see. Milka was here. We took a short walk, and she did a workout. It was squat day in the house for her. Burpee day in the house for me. As always, burpee, actually, dips, pull-ups, and then burpees. This was my third walk for the day. Just a good girl. And now they're going to take off.
Hi and goodbye.
Smoka. Let's see. TK1 Gaming is here. Happy Thursday, boss. Hope you're having a great day. Liked and shared. Thanks, I appreciate that.
You should go back upstairs. That's going to bother your back.
And, yep. Brian Lane is here. Hold on 1 second, guys. Going back upstairs, back in my office. It is just a Yogi in his office after all. She gets specifically a travel treat.
She wants to eat here.
That's because she thinks if she eats it here, she will get an actual travel treat. Little does she know. Dogs are ever hopeful. All right, guys. We'll see if I can have a live stream with internet connection. Oh, there we go. Our friend Brian Lane is here. Hey, Eric, wanted to ask you, have you ever had days when you meditated and after it may not feel like you did because of thoughts? Yes. Even after, Brian, even after close to 40 years of meditation, because the nature of the brain is to think. It's what the brain does. The thing is, realize whatever happens during meditation is exactly what happens, exactly what needs to happen when you're meditating. That it's not a case of this meditation was better because I felt more settled, I was more silent, I was more still. This meditation wasn't as good because I was caught up in my thoughts or I was fidgety. If you're having lots of thoughts, it's basically mental stress. I'm not saying stress in the means of that you're stressed out, but it's just stress occurring. And the process of meditation is allowing that stress to arise and to be dealt with. So you just let it go, you let it go, you let it go. And of course, rightly speaking, there is no you that's going to let anything go. Things are just simply let go. You're that spacious awareness that notes the letting go, that notes the process. Sorry, the dog is gone and the cats emerge. Actually, I wanted to talk more about meditation today, so that's a great question. Brian Lane says, hope everyone is having a great day. And our friend Flower is here, and she says hello. I'm still trying to get my internet back up. Let's see. Sorry, if I keep blanking out. I think this will work. Flower says, how is everyone? Milka says, hello, everyone. Flower, did he get a chance to see Misty? Milka was just here. She just enough time to wave and say hi. But Misty, the Pomeranian Husky mix, was here eating cat treats. She's very non-discriminatory towards her treats. Dog treat, cat treats, human treats, it's all treats for her. Squirrel Sniper is saying hi to Flower. Oh, speaking Squirrel Sniper, Mocha's instructor did not have a symbol or a gesture for Phoenix. She's going to keep trying, though. Brian says, see, it probably works better for monks and people who don't use screens or around drama. You know, not necessarily, Brian. The goal, don't get too caught up in thoughts. Either way, don't get caught up in getting rid of thoughts. Don't get caught up in watching thoughts. Don't even worry about thoughts. When they happen, they happen. When they don't, they don't. Your goal, I just read a wonderful quote, and I'll read it if I can get my internet back. Your goal is the art of meditation is to simply return. Whatever the focus of your meditation is, if it's breath, if it's a mantra, if it's tantric visualization, you just return to the focus without worrying about if you get distracted, if you get caught up in thought, if you get fidgety. None of that matters. What matters is you come back and you keep coming back and you keep coming back. Kayla Boo. Hello, Kayla. How are you? Appreciate you being here. Flower says, I didn't get to see Misty. Hey, when the live stream is done, Flower, sometime, and it's, just a regular old video, go to the beginning and you can skim. You don't have to watch the whole thing. You can skim through it and you get to see Misty. She's a great looking little doggy. Medium size, medium to small doggy. Kayla says, how are you? I'm doing good, Kayla. How are you? Flower says, hi, Kayla. How are you? Sniper says, great. I'll let you know, or she'll let me know when she gets that information, Squirrel Sniper. Brian Lane says, sometimes just pinch myself to come back, which is great in regular life. But in meditation, don't even worry about coming back. It'll happen on its own. You don't need any kind of prop or any kind of aid, because it's in the noticing where it counts. It's in the noticing that you are thinking that is the art of meditation, because now you're the observer of the thinking. That's a huge, huge signpost in meditation that, wait a minute, I'm thinking. Because before that, there was that direct correlation between thought and being. The Cartesian view, I think, therefore I am. So if you're thinking, that means you're being, which isn't true. We could reverse that. I am, therefore I think. So getting distracted by thoughts and then realizing I'm distracted by thoughts is a huge meditation signpost of, for lack of a better term, progress. Flower says that she just dropped a phone on her ankle. I'm sorry to hear that. And she was good until now. Yeah, that could be painful. I have dropped many things on my toes before. Brian says, just some minor allergies today. It was nice. I was a little upset earlier because my turtle fell and was bleeding a little bit. Oh, man. Hope he's okay. Mocha says, Misty hears you talking about her and has that look on her face as she was listening to jazz. Misty has a jazz face. When we would be driving, coming back from brunch, I would put some of my jazz CDs on, and she would literally groove. You could see her. It has to be a specific type of jazz. Can't be too hardcore. She's not a John Coltrane fan. She does like some Miles Davis. She does like some Ahmad Jamal. If you guys have ever listened to Ahmad Jamal, you'll understand why Misty has discerning taste in jazz music. Squirrel Sniper says, I find a set achievable goal. That way, the aim for the ceiling becomes the next floor of your path. Brian says, hi, Mocha. Mocha says, I can maybe bring Misty back on Sunday. Flower says, Mocha, that's definitely something to see on your mind. I need to do a video of her for YouTube. That could be my finally go viral YouTube video. That could be my path to YouTube stardom. That Misty grooving to Ahmad Jamal. So, guys, listen to Ahmad Jamal. I can't bring him up on YouTube, or I would get flagged. Is that what you kids are calling it these days? But you will find yourself grooving along as well, and you'll understand why Misty does that. So, sorry guys, I'm still trying to figure out my internet. It's up. I'm just not all set. All right, now I am. Pretty much, almost. So the thing with meditation, let me read the Alan Watts quote here real quick. This is not super long, but longish. We could say that meditation doesn't have a reason or doesn't have a purpose. In this respect, it's unlike almost all other things we do, except perhaps making music and dancing. When we make music, we don't do it in order to reach a certain point, such as the end of the composition. If that were the purpose of music, then obviously the fastest player would be the best. Also, when we are dancing, we are not aiming to arrive at a particular place on the floor, as in a journey. When we dance, the journey itself is the point, as when we play music and playing itself is the point. And exactly the same thing is true in meditation. Meditation is the discovery that the point of life is always to arrive at the immediacy of the moment. So in that case, whatever happens in meditation is absolutely perfect. If you're distracted, fine. If you're on point, that's fine. Think of it as a dance between silence and thought, a dance between stillness and motion, a dance between entering that gap of beingness and distraction. In the space of those betweens is where you'll find yourself. Brian says, don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you for that. And Hope and Flower is okay. Flower says, oof. I absolutely love that expression, by the way. Oof. If I didn't already have a meditation mantra, I would use oof as my mantra. It says, hope your turtle is okay, or is good. I hope so too. Her phone is definitely okay. Brian says, yeah, he's going to be all right. Definitely acting like it. Good. Mariah Mickelson is here and says, hey, Mariah, how are you? We haven't seen Himnen Home, I know I'm pronouncing that wrong, for quite some time because she normally comes here as our friend Flower, right? Mariah says, I'm having a good day. It's Friday. It is Friday. I'm glad you're having a good day. We got the weekend ahead of us. So, hey, Brian, if you're interested, I am happy to provide you with a mantra, give you instructions on how to use it. It would be a personal mantra based upon the moment you were born, when you come from the unmanifest to the manifest. It's a Sanskrit vibrational frequency. It doesn't have any meaning. It's that vibration the moment you came into this world. and I would do a little initiation for you, which means that you would be initiated in a meditation tradition that is thousands of years old. And I would do it sort of without charge. It would be free, except for donation, and the donation is whatever. The reason why you do the donation is it's sort of just going with tradition, some type of offering. If we were in person, I would accept an apple. I would accept, piece of fruit, which is a traditional offering in the yogic culture. Lucas says those videos still exist. We'll try to send them to you to post. Awesome. Laura says, how are you, Mariah? And she's doing great. Brian says, probably going to try and beat the rain to get a workout in. Recording otherwise, I won't record it in the house. That sounds good. And Night Watcher says, I'm just chilling, eating a hot brownie. Did you just bake it? I know some people like to stick it in the oven for a few minutes to get it warm, or to stick it in the microwave for just a little bit. It is what it is here. Get that rain money, Brian. Hey, you can find many videos of It Is What It Is working out in the rain. No days off. Lewis says, salute to the chat. Salute to you. Brian says, and yeah, Eric, I'm okay. You should be more worried about the bar I was bench pressing, breaking before me. I saw that. 260 something, 267. Hey, you got out of it like a champ, though. I've been caught under bars before. Man, I've been caught under bars, bench and squats. Neither which are fun. Milka says the term on point actually comes from dancing, namely ballet. And the point of the dance is to dance. Imagine if the point was dancing was to get from point A to point B. What would be lost? You wouldn't have time to be expressive. You wouldn't have time to actually dance. It would basically just be a race. It's the same with meditation. It's not to get from this point to this point, from this state of consciousness to this state of consciousness. The change of consciousness happens, but it happens on its own. You have to allow yourself, and that's the key word. Allow, allow, allow. Allow yourself to sink. And then sometimes you'll come up, but you always sink back down again. I've been meditating, again, close to 40 years, and I'll have days where the thoughts come fast and furiously. You just stick with it. You keep coming back to the mantra, or you keep returning to the breath peacefully and easily, knowing that it's part of the process. And again, being aware of your thoughts is a huge, huge thing. Most people aren't. How often do we find ourselves saying, that's a thought, that's a thought, that's a thought? That's the key to insight meditation, where Buddhist mindfulness, where you're just mindful of the thoughts, and you can label them, what type of thought, or you can just say to yourself, thinking, and you watch it go away. And Flower, the other Flower, says, I'm on my computer so you can get an extra like. Hey, I appreciate that. And you know what? I think that gives me extra watch hours too. Flower, you are a genius and you're incredibly kind. Night Watcher says, in Islamic countries like Bangladesh, Fridays are weekends because Friday is a holy day in Islam, and Saturday is the government day off. Sunday is not the weekend. Interesting. In Christianity, the 7-day Adventist, Saturday is the Sabbath. Sunday's just a day. Flower saying hi to Night Watcher. Night Watcher says, I'm good, especially because of the brownies. Brownie. You just going to have one? Do people just have brownie? Or do they have brownies? I have never eaten a single brownie in my entire life. Not even sure if I've eaten 2 brownies in my entire life. I know that I've eaten a plate of brownies. I know that I've eaten a batch. I've eaten a mess. I've eaten a dozen. I've eaten a shit ton. But I don't think I've ever just had a brownie. And that tells you something about my addictive personality, which is why I no longer drink even a single beer. Because if I like it, I would keep doing it. And Matt Watcher says, you can probably tell, brownies are in my top 10 list. Flower wants to know how Louis is doing. Night Watcher says, brownies are freaking expensive. A small bit of cake for 3.2L. That's a total scam. Is it worth it, though? If it's worth it, it might be a deal. Mocha has seen my brownie appetite, or my cookie appetite, or my, what else? Anything like that, which is why I don't have them, because I seldom have one of anything if I really like it. Flower says, I could run you on 2 computers, or actually 3. If I didn't have a broken charger, and one is not really available. Well, I appreciate what you're doing now, and more than that, I always appreciate you just being here. You could be doing a whole lot of stuff right now. And instead, all you guys, choose to be here and hang out with me in my dingy little office / library / storage room. I probably have 20 pair of running shoes in this office, and probably another 20 in a room next door. I'm not really a super extravagant person. If I were to spend money, I wouldn't spend a whole lot of money on running shoes any longer. But I had them for specific purposes. Trail running, you want a couple pair when you're trail running. Road shoes, training shoes, racing shoes, barefoot shoes, not so barefoot shoes. And Night Watcher says, especially when the average wage in Bangladesh is only $300 a month. Yeah, that is expensive. When you put it that way, when you see it that way, things definitely change a bit. All about perspective. So I'm still not 100. There we go. Almost straight. I want to make sure that I had Ivy playing.
It's never going to get monetized.
There she is. helping her with some watch hours. And I had
What you guys look like, you're more than welcome to come on my panel. Talk about your channel.
Masha, Mayhem and Miracles. I had her up and running. And I dive in. Again, guys, you want to grow your channel. Mayhem and Miracles is the place to go to make connections. James Skype is a great place to make friends. Both of those guys. The reason why I have any subscribers at all, big shout out and thanks to the Burpee community supporting me. Here's this weird old guy doing burpees without a shirt on in his basement, and then talking about weird stuff, and they decided to hang in there with me. And then again, Mayhem and Miracles, James Skype, some other channels just really helped me out. So now I'm working on the monetizing, meaning I need the watch hours. I have some great people, Goldie, Destiny, Mocha, helping me out. I got my friend, hey, I'm just scrolling down real quick, and I see from Mocha McCarty could send care packages full of brownies. Hey, Night Watcher, you want us to send you some brownies? Brownies are inexpensive here. We could have it sent over. I don't know how long something like that takes, but I would bet in less than a week. We could either send you a brownie mix so you can make the brownies yourself, or we would send ready-made brownies. We could send once a month brownies from different brownie companies, and you could rate them on YouTube. This one gets a 3.5, this one gets a 4, this one gets a 2. Hopefully we wouldn't send you anything under 3. Although, in my mind, I think even the worst brownie is still a brownie. So it can't be that bad. But not being about a brownie connoisseur, I could be wrong about that. Nightwatcher says, Mocha, do you know how much international shipping costs? With all kinds of exclamation points. We could look into it. Flower says, I'm going to go turn my house upside down and try to find some snacks. That's because all the talk about brownies. Nightwatcher says, I don't think my parents would be happy. I got shipped brownies by a stranger, even if you're not. Hey, they could watch a live stream and see that we're harmless brownie helpers, brownie aiders. Brownie fairies just sounded weird, although brownies are actually a form of fairies in mystical traditions. I don't think they're very friendly. Flower says, I mean, yeah, this is true. Mocha says, you know, I would only send the best brownies. This is true. Mocha, we would research the brownies. Mocha says it would be worth it to send the good brownies, I think. Probably so. So, I got our friend, he's been here a few times, Stoner Bob, 420 Network. I got him up as well. Night Watcher says, my brain is so dirty minded that when I hear brownies, I first think of the not so family friendly version. Um, that one I don't know. Harmless brownie helpers. That would be us. We were here to serve the brownieless people of the world. Our mission in life. You could call it our brownie dharma, purpose. Purpose of my life has come to spread brownie goodness to those in need of brownie goodness. That's what I want to know. Flower says, how do you get a dirty version of that? Night Watcher says, Brownie Fairies sounds like it would be in Peter Pan. It does. And Night Watcher says, you don't want to know, Flower? Yeah, probably not. Milka says, I bet he likes the special brownies. Oh, I don't know about that. I never did that too often because for me it just seemed sort of a waste of brownies and a waste of the good stuff. If I was going to smoke pot, I would smoke pot and then I'd eat an entire plate of brownies. I don't mix my stoner modalities. Flower says, I just got dirty mind when you said special. Sorry. That which says, I've never had or know what special brownies are, but they sound good. They are brownies that have been cooked with marijuana, baked with marijuana. Mocha says, weed brownies. That's exactly what they are. So I mentioned to Brian Lane that I would be happy to help him with meditation. I know he has gone off to work out now, but if anyone else who's here now or who pops in has any questions of meditation, would like to learn meditation, would like to learn some breath work, I'm happy to help with that. That watcher says, weed brownies. Flower says, I'm dead. Is that because you have no snacks? Hey, Flower, we could send you a care package of snacks too if you want. Night Watcher says, your baby, I want some weed brownies. Joking, joking, joking. Important to let people know that yes, we are indeed joking. We are not sending weed brownies. We're not international weed brownie dealers, weed brownie mules. Mocha says, it meant that your stoner friends would like the weed brownies. This is true. My stoner friends would like weed in anything that you could give it to them. Weed lasagna, weed smoothies, weeds. It would not matter. Flower says, wait, you can send me one? We could send you a box of snacks. We could send you a box of American snacks. if it's acceptable. If it is acceptable, obviously we don't want you to get you in trouble with um, anyone at all. Night Watcher says kids on rural villages in Bangladesh. I think you just put there so you can keep testing my language skills. Do take weed. It's frowned upon, but it's socially acceptable. Mocha says brownies work best with weed because the dark chocolate hide the weed flavor completely. Interesting. Hey, I got 9 likes. It's actually pretty good for me. It's interesting that YouTube decided to do away with the dislike button because you don't really know if anyone has ever disliked you or not. I'm sure people have. I'm actually amazed that they like me. I'm always amazed to get a like button. Probably a pity like. People say that poor guy, he's here going on about all kinds of stuff, talking about brownie fairies, brownie lasagna, brownie smoothies. Someone's got to like him. Flower says, I'm dead is from a laughing used in the Gen Alpha Gen Z, implying that they are dying from laughter. Okay. Okay. As long as you don't call me an old geezer for not figuring that out. As Mocha will point out, I am actually Generation X. So people can't call me a boomer. Yes, they could. I'm on the cusp, but I'm actually Generation X. I led the charge for my generation. Nightwatcher says YouTube removed the dislike button because they were so embarrassed that their own video was the most disliked video on YouTube. Wow, I didn't know that. Flower says the same goes for both the skull emojis. Nightwatcher says, yeah, I already figured you, Gen X. Well, that's good. That's a discerning eye, Nightwatcher. Flower says that the crying emoji is implying that they are laughing so hard that they are crying. I am receiving quite the education from the millennials and the Gen Z. Well, I guess neither one of you. Gen Alpha and Gen Z. I guess even for you guys, millennials are getting up there in age. So yes, it seems like I have my internet back up. I got all my people up and running again. We got the weekend coming up. Flower won't be in school, I take it, for at least 2 days. What about you, Night Watcher? Weekend plans? Flower says, for context, we have the crying, dead. You didn't mention what the other one was for. the crossbone. Okay, they're all basically laughing emojis. So here's a question. What's wrong with laughing emojis? Okay, Flower has explained that the actual laughing emojis are considered cringe for some reason. Interesting. Crazy kids. What do they think of next? When I was a kid, I was playing Atari Pong, which is just hitting a ball back and forth on a video screen very slowly. And not eating stoner brownies, but actually smoking stoner stuff. So I spent a lot of my teenage years. I was either in the gym, or I was out hiking, out in nature, or I was going to Grateful Dead shows. Night Watcher says, my weekend plans have already started 6 days ago because school was closed all week from the heat wave. Well, how hot is it in Bangladesh? Night Watcher says, laughing emojis are cringe because they have been used so much that it's now thought of as being sarcastic or not laughing. Interesting. Flower says, still have you up and running on my computer. I appreciate that. Flower says, well, I'm at mom's because her charger is broken. 41 degrees. I got to look that up. As we do things in 41 degrees Celsius, we do things in Fahrenheit. In the good old, we do everything just to be different, just to be contrary, USA. Wow, 105 degrees, 105.8 degrees in Fahrenheit. That is hot. It's supposed to be 90 degrees here. In just a couple days. It was nice today, though. So 90 degrees would be 32. That would be actually cool for you guys right now. Flower says, we also use the skull and the crying as things to end a sentence, just cause. Hey, Night Watcher, how's your art going? How's your drawing going? And speaking of art and other stuff, Flower, when do we get a new YouTube short or YouTube video? And I'm looking at your channel now, Flower, and see that you have 36 subscribers. We have to make sure to get you 14 more. Watcher says, Night Watcher says, student died from heat stroke, so we got 1 week off of school, as I mentioned before. Wow, sorry to hear that. I'm glad they responded and had your safety in mind. Flower says that she feels bad. Um, Night Watcher says, it's good. I'm being critiqued by a professional artist who is also my online friend. That's awesome. It's a great way to improve your skill to get that type of feedback from someone. Flower says, I have a lot of vids, but I don't know what to post because it's just me doing quads most of the time. Just post one at a time. You can search quadobics. I will do that now. You guys got me doing all kinds of works. So it was quad. It is the second thing to come up. Well, a sport that involves walking, running, jumping, and trotting on all fours. Man, I would have loved that. It's related to therianthropy. I know I pronounced that wrong. So just so you guys know, I don't just mispronounce names of other countries. I mispronounce English words as well. It's a spiritual or psychological identity with animals. It's a good way to exercise your upper legs, arms, and core muscle. I've done animal-related movements. Smokeover will remember that. Bear crawls, lizard walks, all kinds of stuff. It's a great, great workout. You should go ahead and post them. That would be awesome. Kyle Wesker? Kyle Wesker, right? Let me know if I said that right, if I said that wrong, or how wrong I might have said it. And if I did say it wrong, I apologize. Kyle says, hey. Kyle, how are you? Therians. Flower says, I mentioned that yesterday, I think. I don't remember. That looks like it'd be a lot of fun. You should definitely post that. That'd be cool. I always enjoy seeing what anyone does for fun, for fitness, for just to do. Oh, you mentioned furry. Yeah. You didn't mention that you were that you did that. You mentioned if I don't remember what it was, but I do remember talking about that. That's awesome. I appreciate all of that stuff. Anything that brings anyone joy is all right in my book. Dragon puppeteers, Therians, furries, fairy role plays. That's so cool. Especially the quadrobics. I think I said it right. So the one thing they're saying, is it a sport? I don't see how it would be a sport. Do you have a finish line? I don't think it needs to be a sport. It could just be something that you do because you feel called to do it. Flower says, we got a lot of hate, so I don't really know what to post. You know what? my first reaction is ignore the haters, but I know that's not always easy. Haters can definitely get to anyone. I feel that I'm almost immune to haters, but no one is 100%, I think. I mean, I sort of recognize where a hater is coming from when they apply it towards me. I hate seeing it applied towards anyone else. Most especially, I dislike seeing it applied to someone that I care for. So I would never want you to be in a position where you would get haters. At the same time, the only way to be free, the only way to ever truly be emotionally, psychologically, spiritually free is to recognize not anything about the hater, but recognize your own reaction. If there's a reaction, it's telling you that you are heavily invested in a particular image, which just calls for you to surrender. So it's a great feedback. You got a hater show up on your channel. Is it the hater's fault for being a hater? Or is it something that you can do in erasing the buttons from being pushed? I always try to look inwards and think, why do I still have this reaction? It's obviously not about that other person. I don't know that other person. They don't even exist as far as I know. They're a ghost in the machine. But my response, that's my responsibility. And I love that term. I mention that all the time. My ability to respond. Let's see. Mocha says, Flower, you would absolutely love the Renaissance Festival, or the Renaissance Festival. Yeah, that's true. Flower says, I love festivals, and quads is a sport. How do people win at quads? Again, not that it needs a winner, but Therians are a community, which is good. Nightwatcher says he's back. Flower says you would love the Renaissance Festival, or Mocha says you would love the Renaissance Festivals. People dress up like fairies and all kinds of different costumes. I remember going, the Renaissance Festival was right in my area for decades. And I remember going dressed like I always dressed, which was a Deadhead, Grateful Dead guy. And people would come up to me in the Renaissance Festival and say, oh, wow, what are you dressed as? And I said, I'm dressed as Eric. This isn't a costume. Flower says that I want to go. Mocha says Maryland Renaissance Festival is one of the biggest and best ones. I didn't know that was one of the biggest. I don't have any comparison. The only one I've ever been to was the Maryland, and that's because, again, it was 2 miles away. Flower says, I don't think they do anything for quads. It's an acrobatic sport. Nice. So, like, are you judged? Sort of like gymnastics? Our friend Destiny is here. Destiny, how are you? How's your vacation? Saying happy Friday, Eric. And hello to Mocha and to Flowers as well. Nice to have you here, Destiny. Always appreciate seeing you, especially when you're on vacation. Flower says, I don't really care because some Furies are... You see how I got that, Flower? I don't really care. I bet you didn't think I was going to get that. Because some Furies are going to be antis later, and antis are going to be furries later. Same goes for Therians. So Mocha says it is, objectively speaking, one of the largest and best Friend Fest. Destiny says vacation is awesome. Just doing me and chilling out, Eric. Thanks for asking. You're welcome, and I'm glad. Sometimes those are the best vacations because you don't need a vacation after your vacation. Sometimes when we hit the vacation scene and we're all in and we have a itinerary, a list, things we need to see, things we need to do, short on time, we want to get this in, we need to see that. Nothing the matter with that, but it can definitely be exhausting. So you're back for your vacation, you got to start work the next day, and you feel, you're glad you did it, but you also feel slightly exhausted from all that action, all that fun. But the laid back, just being, just relaxing, when those are over, you feel recharged, ready to dive back in. Funny you said that, Destiny. Or I'm sorry, Flower, because also therianthropy is not a choice, because that actually came up when I looked it up on Therian Wiki. That quadrobics is a choice in and of itself. Flower says, yeah, I don't think you'd get that. So wait a minute. That's a laughing emoji. So that means that you're not laughing, that you're being sarcastic. See how I'm catching on? Night Watcher says, the professional artist friend I told you about said, I'm improving very fast. Probably drawing for 2 months. Also, I realized that I get the date wrong. I only started 2 months ago. I'm dumb. No, just mistakes are made sometimes. It's not a measure of being dumb or otherwise. Hey, man, so you've been drawing for 2 months? And I looked at your drawing on your page, the one you showed me of your grandfather especially. That's amazing. Excellent. IFNHU is here. Howdy, guys. Hello, my friend. How is your dog doing? How is the GoFundMe doing? Destiny's saying hello to Fire Battery. And the answer is I've raised $100 so far for the pup. Awesome. Mocha says, I would love to vacation alone. All I need is a warm sandy beach. I honestly feel like for the most part, there's some worry, there's some concerns about some things right now. For the most part, my life is a vacation. I am up 2:30 in the morning. I get to meditate. I get to do breath work and meditate. And that takes me to a pretty special place every day. A place I don't even have to travel. I just reveal myself as. And then I get to do yoga, and then I get to write. Man, what's better than being able to sit in front of a notepad or sit in front of a computer and write to your heart's content? And you don't even need to know what to write about. You just get to write. The words appear. Words come. Where do they come from? Inspiration. And you just open yourself, and you open yourself, and you open yourself, and the universe keeps whispering. Nature keeps whispering. And speaking of nature, then I get to go outside and walk in nature, and I get to see true magic of life just springing up around me. So yeah, I am definitely and permanently on vacation. Hopefully permanently. And if not, if physically I'm not, mentally, I think I've mentioned before, Herman Melville, the author, the writer of Moby Dick, talked about discovering our insular Tahiti. Tahiti being a paradise. Insular, it's already here within us. We don't need to travel. We don't need to, I'm not saying, don't go anywhere. I'm just saying that to get to that insular Tahiti, we just need to turn inwards. Sorry for that little rant. Nightwatcher says, IDRC means I don't really care. I did get that, actually. Flower says, howdy, how are you? Destiny says, hello, IFNHU, happy Friday. For those who don't know, IFNHU has a elder dog who has suffered injury to, it's a back leg, right? And he is raising money to, one, hopefully a surgery, which is 5,000, over 5,000, I think just over 5,000. And if that's not possible, he is hoping for a sort of like a wheelchair for dogs, for the back legs, which is 500. And he's raised 100 so far. Flower says that she's laughing. Okay, now I see that you're laughing. It's a crazy world you kids live in. Nightwatcher says, also my spelling got 2 times worse because I changed phones, and this one doesn't have autocorrect. Man, you and me both, Nightwatcher. If I didn't have autocorrect, I would be in a world of misunderstandings. Dusty says, I know that's right, Mocha. I love the beach too. I will take another vacation in August, and it will be a beach vacation. Awesome. Nightwatcher says hello to Destiny. Flower says, hey, 73 views for Yogi. Not bad. Which one is that? Is that for this? I can't believe 73 people have stumbled upon this. It's nice though. Destiny says, how are you, Fire Battery? Oh, let me take the opportunity. Destiny, just Destiny's presence alone reminded me and inspired me. If you haven't hit the like button, please do so. It's greatly, greatly appreciated. I'm actually learning what a difference that actually makes. Flower wants to know how Miss Destiny is. I always love that quote from Herman Melville. I read it in Moby Dick and then never really thought much of it. It didn't make sense to me. As when I first read Moby Dick, I was fairly young and I struggled through it because I wanted to be that guy who read Moby Dick. Years later, I came across that quote from Wayne Dyer. And he explained it. And I thought, well, now I need to go and reread Moby Dick, not to be that guy, but to get the immense spiritual ramifications that come from Moby Dick. And one of the first videos I did for this particular type of channel was reading what I wrote about Herman Melville and Moby Dick. That Herman Melville sat in a sunburnt cornfield in western Massachusetts, 500 plus miles away from the ocean, never laid eyes on it the entire time that he wrote Moby Dick, but through his power of imagination in that field, that was his ocean. In a chair, that was his boat. In his mind, he saw the entire story of Moby Dick unfold, and he wrote it as if he was in that ocean, and in his imagination, he was. That's the power of visualizing. If you guys want to create something, see it in your mind, hold it in your heart, unwaveringly. Meaning, just keep putting your energy back on the things that you want and not the things that you don't want. I always mention Thomas Troward, the modern, relatively modern, 100 years ago, Christian mystic, who said that the laws of flotation weren't discovered upon contemplating that which sinks. Meaning, you don't throw a rock in the water and start thinking about how to build a ship. You think about the things that float. You think about the things that you want to accomplish, not the things that you don't want to accomplish. That's not always easy. I feel overwhelmed sometimes with YouTube. Am I putting out good quality? Is anyone going to be interested in this? Can I get monetized? All that stuff. And as soon as I catch myself thinking about it, I remind myself I need to be on point with myself artistically and not worry if people are drawn to it, if people come to it, if people watch it. Be true to yourself. Be authentic. Night Watcher, be an authentic artist. Get all the tips and the hints and the help that you can get from people, and then practice, practice, practice. Discover your own uniqueness, your own style. Be in tune with inspiration. Meditate on creativity and inspiration itself. And then do it for the pleasure of simply doing it. Like I was telling Brian Lane about meditation, that it's not about arriving someplace. It's not about me being a great YouTuber. It's about me being. Because I like it. Because I like being here having this conversation. Because I like making the videos. Because I like doing the nature shorts. Because I love talking about meditation. I love doing burpees. And I love that my friend Noble Scrolling Traveler is here saying hello to everyone. So thank you, Noble, for being here. Flower says, I mean my short. Oh, well, okay. For the short of the Yogi short, which I love. It was a huge honor. That's pretty good. That's actually pretty awesome. Noble says, how are you, Eric? I'm doing pretty good. Noble, how are you? We going live today? I haven't been able to catch you live for a little bit, although I have had your lives, the replays, up and running to get some watch hours going your way. And I was talking about you earlier today. Flower says, how are you, Noble? Noble is good. I hope all is well. I hope all is well with you. Hopefully, I will definitely catch you live this weekend. Flower says, I don't know how you passed. It's her 7th grade entrance exam. Let's see. Noble says, I just want to stop by and say hello. I'm heading to make some shorts and going live. Yep, we're going to be saying goodbye in just a minute or two. I'm going to get my meditation in, and then hopefully I'll be able to catch you live for a little bit. Destiny says, yes, it is very important that people hit the like button, share out the host channel, and subscribe. And S when they come. I am catching on, Destiny, into a chat and when watching someone's videos. I appreciate that. I appreciate the information. Slowly catching on. Destiny says hello and happy Friday to Noble Scrolling. So, and let's see. Flower 2 says, finishing up my drawing just cause. That's the best thing to do. Just cause. Art never needs a reason. Inspiration never needs a reason. Being never needs a reason. Being is its own reason. You know, and again, it's as I mentioned to Brian about meditation. The point of meditation isn't to have a point. It's not to get to a specific end. Not even enlightenment, not even awakening. It's to meditate in and of itself. The enjoyment of allowing yourself to go deeper, of allowing yourself to be the witness to your thoughts, witness to your emotions, witness to all that transpires during that course of sitting or walking meditation. Desi says, please don't forget to smash the like button and share out the host's amazing channel. Thanks everyone for coming, and Eric truly appreciates your support and love. I definitely do. And Flower says, by the way, Eric, there's a different meaning between that smiley face and that smiley face. And what is that? Nightwatcher says, Flower, you're an artist too, right? Can you post your art on your community tab? That would be awesome. Man, I'd love to support all artists. And I have this discussion with a lot of people. Everyone is an artist. And people might say, well, but I don't do this or this or this or this. Doesn't matter. You're alive. Your life is your work of art. And when you realize that, it starts to take shape. You start to realize that deep participation that comes with being an artist of life, an artist of being, an artist of beingness. And everything plays a role. Everything becomes that manifestation of a work of art. One of the great tools of any artist is unattachment. Unattachment is different than detachment. Detachment sort of has that cold, clinical, remote and removed from something. Unattached means that you're so deeply immersed in life itself that you simply can't hold on to any one thing because everything belongs. So you're unattached to a specific outcome because whatever outcome happens, it's just life happening. As long as it's just life, means that you are just alive. And as long as you're just alive, means that you're a participant with life. And participating with life, that's beingness. That's true joy. When you realize that you're a participant, that you're not an observer, that truly the observed and the observation, the observed and the observer, all become one thing. Flower says, Night Watcher, I'll try. I would love to see it. So anyway, that's what I was saying. I went off on that little bit of a rant. I love seeing and supporting everyone putting their artwork out. I mentioned before, my new art is doing the nature shorts, and I absolutely love it, as well as reading my lyrical prose from my blog. Um, Flower says, "Hey, Night Watcher, there's an art comp if you're interested." Well, Mocha says, "You have to let me know if anyone wants an official debut of Misty on your channel." You know what? I want an official debut of Misty on my channel. Oh, you know what, Mocha? I don't think I can do a video, one of the videos of Misty listening to jazz, because that would flag my account. I'd get a copyright, um, unfortunately. We could do without the music, I guess, edit it. Night Watcher says, "Is there a friendly way of saying okay? Because just say okay sounds cold and uninteresting." Yeah, I guess it could, but you could say okay with a enthusiastic emoji. I always like, "That sounds awesome," "That would be awesome," or "Awesome." Awesome, one of my definitely often used words, as well as astonishment. If you find yourself in astonishment of all that happens in life, then that's when you're responding to life from beingness and not just from that egoic expression. Nothing the matter with viewing life through an egoic expression, because ego is an appearance, but when we relate to it as if it is who and what we are, and that everything must conform to that egoic expression, that's when we run into some trouble. Flower says it ends at the end of April. That's coming up. 4 more days. And Flower says it's for a person named, and I'm not even going to attempt to name it. Night Watcher says, "I'm pretty happy. I ordered 4 new sketchbooks, 12 eraser pencils, and 24 H and B pencils. I'm going to go ham on drawing this week." Awesome. See? Awesome. And it is awesome. Night Watcher says, "Flower comp and competition." And Flower says, "Yep." Desi says, "I can't draw, Flower, and I don't have that skill of drawing. I admire artists that draw and paint portraits. The only art I do engage in is the art of dance." And she does so wonderfully and joyfully, which is a true point of all art. I don't believe in suffering for your art. I did at one point in my early writing days, and therefore my writing was suffering. I'd go long stretches unable to write. And when I did write, I didn't like what I wrote. What a horrible way to go through life. Feeling as if you have to suffer. Buddha points out suffering is optional. There's a way out of suffering. Sorrow, grief, anger, misunderstanding, all of those things are things that simply happen, simply arise as part of life. Being attached to them or expecting a different outcome from them, that is psychological suffering. And that we can certainly do without. Night Watcher says, "Where, who, and why?" All good questions. Okay, the one smiley is more of a forced fake smile. with smaller pupils, and also can mean say do that again, or I'm gonna kill you for that, in a friendly way. And then the other is just a genuine smile. That's good to know. Nightclub says, or Night Watcher says, sorry, Flower, you're an artist too. I hope you are better than me. Joking, joking, joking. And that is also an awkward smile. And Flower says, I hope so too. Night Watcher says, I love your sarcasm. Check your windows tonight just to be safe. So, guys, it's just about time for me to do my second and last sitting meditation. Hey, I got 10 likes. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. Appreciate all the likes. Our friend Odom is here. Hey, you guys want to talk about grapes? If you want to go see growing grapes in action, check out Odom's latest video. It brought me back to my grandmother's garden. She had grapevines, just a small. They grew along a fence, and I remember picking Japanese beetles off of the grape leaves back in the day. I was just a kid. Destiny says, please don't leave without leaving a thumbprint on the like button. Thanks for joining Eric for his live. Happy weekend and enjoy. Thank you for that. Flower says, halfway waiting with a bat. Good. So, with that, guys, I'm going to call it a day for today, but I'll be back 5 o'clock, 5:10. And if you guys are free, you're around, feel free to join. If you're not, enjoy your Friday evening. Have a great weekend. And we will catch up at another time. Odom says he does not like them Japanese beetles. Yeah, they did a lot of damage to the grapevines. I think my grandmother used to give me like a penny for every one we picked off. And I was always reluctant. She had a bottle, I think it was a big vat of vinegar or something. And I was supposed to drop them in there, but I would always take a few steps away and let them go. And I would get gently, not yelled at, but scolded. Never meanly. My grandmother was a kind-hearted woman, and she knew that I was a kind-hearted child. Night Watcher says, I love your enthusiasm. I hope you're both enthusiastic about your artwork. Enthusiasm takes you a long, long ways, guys. Odom says, happy Friday. And Flower says, you too. And Odom says, soapy water works. Maybe it was soapy water. For some reason, I was thinking it was vinegar, but like I said, I was probably 6, 7 years old, maybe 8 years old. Grandmother had a huge garden along the lines of yours. It's in Western PA. Night Watcher says, namaste. Destiny says, peace and blessings. I love everyone. Namaste. Namaste to each and every one of you, my friends. Night Watcher says, also, Destiny, I didn't know you're Indian. Destiny is a universal spirit. She has the, 11 likes. Flower says bye-bye. Definitely bye. Guys, man, I really appreciate you all being here. Again, we'll be back tonight. We can talk more about art. We can talk more about Herman Melville and art and meditation. I'd love to talk about the role of meditation in art, how important it was for me in my writing to start meditating. So if you guys are around, ask me about that, and we'll do some talking. Thanks, Odom, Night Watcher, Flower, Destiny, Mocha. I did say Odom right. As well as IFNHU was here. Our friend Noble came in. I'm hoping to catch him live for a little bit. And Mariah was here. Appreciate her stopping by. Kayla Boo was here. I always appreciate Kayla Boo stopping by. A good friend, Brian Lane, was here. He's getting his workout in before it rains. Our friend, It Is What It Is, stopped by. Lewis will be getting his workout in no matter if it rains or not. He will be putting in the reps. That's what it's all about for It Is What It Is. He's the burpee champ in my book. Squirrel Sniper was here. Squirrel Sniper, I will let you know when Mocha has the Phoenix sign in American Sign Language. I think that's everyone. We had 2 flowers in today. Flower and flower. And both are appreciated, even though they are one and the same. We can never mistake flower for anyone else. And Joa, Paulo, Suarez says, hi, Eric. Hello, my friend. How are you? Thank you for being here. We're just calling it a day. I'll be back later, 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time in the U.S. Ta-ta is bye-bye in Burmese. I'll remember that, hopefully. Guys, thanks again. Take care.